And there are herbs classified in this category, circulatory herbs, and probably the most famous is ginger. It's a wonderful herb. It's often in a lot of formulas when you see herbal formulas, because it's like a potentiator or because of that circulatory property. It helps whatever is in that formula get to the periphery of the body, circulate through the digestion.
Totally. Welcome to the Light Cellar Podcast, brought to you by Light Cellar, a place where you can learn to find and craft your own food and medicine. In this interview series, you will meet a range of characters in the health and wellness space that are bringing light to your everyday. You'll hear from a number of different experts on a wide variety of topics. We have several different series within the podcast, including our Wild Wisdom and Storytelling with Blaine Andrusic, the Rays of Light, inspiring wellness in the community, plus solo casts, Q&As, and other topics for you to enjoy. You can find this as a video version, as well as the audio on any of your favorite platforms. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share this with somebody you know who will benefit. You can also shop online at lightcellar.ca. All right, hello. Welcome to another episode of Herbal Highlights with Angela Bewick.
And Malcolm Saunders.
Yeah, right on. Well,
so happy to be here. It's like you feeling spring in the air a little bit?
Yeah, for sure.
It's happening.
It's good. Although I was out on the mountains the other day and it was like still below zero. It felt like a proper, still like a winter ski day.
A little bit of a European winter ski day when it's like kind of nice and windy though, I guess.
Oh yeah, it was windy. It was cold.
Yeah.
But
good snow.
Snow was awesome. So
nice. I know.
That's all I cared about that time. So yeah.
That's why we have to challenge everyone to come up with a winter sport.
Yeah.
If you're not a winter lover.
And I was anticipating the opposite, so I underdressed.
Oh no.
So I was but it was I was still in that range of just slightly cool. You're either in the range of slightly too warm, slightly too cool. I didn't mind being slightly too cool.
Yeah, it's a nice change.
Yeah.
It hasn't happened all winter.
Plus too, and this is the lead-in, the tie-in.
The tie-in
of the herb that we're going to talk about. I find ginger.
Get out. Do you find that to be a warming herb?
A warming herb. Yeah.
That's so funny because I wanted to talk about ginger today. And its cousin, turmeric.
Yeah. So Laura, my partner, she has, challenges, especially with toes. She feels
too.
Right? That's one of the things that she doesn't like about winter activities like that, especially ones where you squishing your feet into a boot and just cold toes and you just got to take more circulatory stimulating herbs.
That's right. That's our word for the day.
Yeah.
Circulatory.
Yeah.
And there are herbs classified in this category, circulatory herbs, and probably the most famous is ginger. It's a wonderful herb. It's often in a lot of formulas when you see herbal formulas, because it's like a potentiator or because of that circulatory property. It helps whatever is in that formula get to the periphery of the body, circulate through the digestion.
Totally. So they help dilate the blood vessels. So you get
vasodilators. There's another word for you, which we didn't even plan.
Which increases blood flow. And as you say, right, then things can get to the extremities. So not only good for increasing circulation, but everything just works better, right? When the blood can flow, you can think better, you can move your muscles better. Yeah. Everything. And then also just blood is when you have increased blood flow, it's very nourishing for the body. Yeah. And so often if someone has a wound or there's, they're trying to repair or the body's repairing a wound, that is what, medical professionals will look for. They'll be like, how is the circulation in this area? Because we know that that's going to increase the potential of healing or wound healing. I don't know if we're allowed to say that word, but I'm saying it anyway. Yeah, for sure. So anyways, you had made ginger extract, and we were just kind of passing it around, and that was the first number one thing that everybody mentioned. Whoa, whoa, I feel it, just the instant warmth. and just that flow.
Yeah, it's a very, it's most commonly, a lot of people use it for nausea. That's, I think, where
Right.
ginger really comes into
Yeah.
play.
Actually, I had a neighbor there, it was a number of months ago. She's like, what would you recommend for like morning sickness? You know, I was like, never underestimate the power of ginger.
Ginger, and because it's a food, it's safe for a pregnant woman to take. And so that is one for sure. But any sort of stomach, digestive kind of upset where you just feel like maybe like I'm thinking dyspepsia is the word, but it's like that kind of like, just like it's not feeling like things are digesting well, there's bloating, maybe there's constipation, anything like that. Ginger can be really supportive of that and just encourage, again, that flow that we get with circulatory herbs.
Yeah.
So ginger is just wonderful. The only thing I can think of which would be a contraindication for both of these herbs, because the other one is its cousin turmeric, is because they're very warming herbs. Maybe think like if someone has a really like serious acid reflux or something like that, maybe just try a little bit of it and see if it helps, but always with water to dilute.
Okay.
That might be something. If there's a lot of inflammation, a lot of like chronic kind of redness and stuff, then maybe.
So what about like
be mindful.
perimenopause, you know, and hot flashes?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Yeah.
That's a good question. I've got to say I haven't had one yet.
Right.
Hoping I don't. But I'll let you know. Well, let's just stay tuned.
All right. Well, I want to taste this ginger again.
Is that the ginger? Okay, yeah. Oh, it's so nice. So I'm very excited to mix this in with a little bit of honey and sparkling water and make like a mocktail with this.
Totally. Yeah.
And also just like you can just squirt it into teas.
Yeah.
Oh,
The other thing that's nice about
cooking.
it, cooking,
Cook with this.
Because like our family every once in a while will get those ginger candies, like the ginger chews, that kind of thing. And so I recommend that to Laura. It's like, well, if you have trouble with like, cold toes and feet and, skiing and all that stuff, just have a little ginger chew. And she's like, yeah, but I just don't want the sweet, like sweet is just not her flavor. But that, right?
Take this home to Laura and tell her I made it for her.
Yeah, all the warmth without the sweet.
It's really nice. Yeah, even just by itself in sparkling water would be really lovely. You could even add like ginger and lemon is a very common combo. So ginger and a little lemon water. This and a little apple cider vinegar before a meal would be really supportive of digestion. And
So what's awesome about this, beyond everything that we've just mentioned, is made from fresh
both of
Alberta grown ginger.
Yes, and ginger and turmeric, super like Ayurvedic. You think of them
synergy.
and we grow them. They're grown here in Alberta.
Yeah.
These ones that we used, and we made it from fresh.
Yeah, so
fresh herb.
Yeah, I've heard of people, planting the roots just as like a little house plant, but
because the flower is really beautiful.
Yeah. And so there's a little small business in Alberta that went to that next level. They've set up a greenhouse, and they're growing this year round. It's amazing. So
and it's really nice.
All right. Okay. Well, the next one we'll get into, and you shared a little interesting tidbit. Look at that color. Wow, you can't really see it.
My hands were stained. I generally wear gloves, but I had one where like it's slipped, and in my thing, like I had some in water, and I'm like, oh my god, there was like this yellow line on my hands.
Yeah. Woo, that's a good one.
That is spicy.
It's very spicy. Yeah. Okay. So this little tidbit that you had shared. So I think a lot of people, even Sean, one of the staff that works here, helps with the newsletter, that kind of thing. He was, he's like, turmeric. You're supposed to. I've heard that it's really good to be combined with black pepper. Like that's an idea that's out there. And it's extending to circles where people have at least heard about it. They maybe not know like the reason why. And then you actually shared a little tidbit. You're just like, wow, originally that concept was this kind of duo of ginger and turmeric. It wasn't always black pepper that was combined.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think black pepper has that same sort of quality as ginger and turmeric in that it is a circulatory supportive herb. So it's always been used, we top it on foods all the time because it does help the piperine and it does help increase the absorption of nutrients. And so we actually did this with pepper. So it is turmeric and pepper.
Yeah.
And it makes it a lot more spicy than just a straight up turmeric extract. So be prepared for that.
Yeah, it's very warming.
Yeah,
so
it is very warming, but it's nice.
we've called it
Again,
activated.
it is activated. Another really wonderful, again, Alberta, the Alberta grown turmeric. Really wonderful support for digestion and nutrition. Increasing those gastric secretions.
Yeah.
And making it ready for, and then these are the foods. If you ever need foods.
Dried version, of
Dried
course.
version.
Not
Alberta.
No.
But still really delicious. Look at this color.
Yeah.
Oof. I love those.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well.
So come in, try them.
Yeah, totally. So we got those on sample if you want to have a taste, fresh off the press.
Yeah, and I think we'll make more. As soon as we get more, I like it with the Alberta Fresh.
Oh, amazing. Yeah,
So as soon as we can get some more of that, we will definitely make more. But get them while they're hot. These are limited edition.
Yeah, for sure.
Get them while they're hot. Huh?
I think they'll remain hot.
No pun intended.
Yeah.
Pun intended.
Yeah, pun intended. Absolutely. Okay.
All right.
Thanks everybody for tuning in. Bye for now.
Adios.
Thank you so much for tuning in. If you've enjoyed today's episode, be sure to give us a like, share this with someone you know who would benefit, and subscribe so you're up to date with all the new episodes coming out. You can shop online at lightseller.ca as well as visit us in the heart of Bowness in Calgary, Alberta.